Ai, is dit Annel? Annel, dis Lisel trouwens met van Rima Jacaranda. Hoe gaan dit? Goed.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Just for privacy policies, please note that the session is being recorded. Kobus, I think we can kick it off. Kobus, your mic is on mute. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Thank you. Is that better? Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, we can hear you 100%. Thank you so much.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Tato. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this afternoon on this webinar where we're going to have a discussion around the value of working with us as First Distribution and AWS. We are grateful for your time. We hope that you are all keeping safe and well out there. As we go through this, please post any questions you might have in the chat section, and we will get to those, if not during this presentation, then after this when we do our questions and answer session. But thank you for your time. We really appreciate that. And hopefully, throughout this, if there's anything that we're not covering here today specifically, or you've got any specific questions, please do put it in the chat for us so that we can follow up with you. With me today, I've got Tato Masikwari. He's my colleague. He's our product manager for AWS at First Distribution. And I also have some other colleagues in the background helping us with some moderation as we move through this presentation. So thank you again for your time. I just want to, very quickly go through a quick overview of us as First Distribution, who we are, where we work, who we work with, just to give you a bit of an idea of what we do. So really, just to create a little bit of context around our vision, I mean, we are focused around being recognized as the first choice value-added distributor of leading global brands, for our enterprise and SME markets. Our main focus really is around data center, virtualization, hosted applications, cloud-based services, as well as database middleware, cybersecurity, and networking. And what we see as a particular value add as a distributor is our unparalleled expertise that we wrap around these brands. From a footprint perspective, we've got a solid footprint across the continent, also into Mauritius, and we're a well-established company. I mean, we have been around since 1984, so been around for a long time. We've got a solid track record in our space. We're a level 1 BEE contributor, but most of all, we're 100% channel focused. We work with around 2,000 unique partners, transacting with us on a monthly basis, and we represent, well over 50 global premium brands or vendors across 28 countries in the continent. And we've also got 10 regional offices spread across Africa, as you can see on that little map on the left-hand side, including Mauritius. So a very good footprint that enables us to service our partners very well, and also our vendors. Just from a technology focus perspective, like I said, so our focus is wrapped, mostly around data center, networking and cybersecurity space, as well as cloud and aggregation, and digital security and IoT. And you can see then below, the global, vendors that we represent in these spaces. And like I said, it's not just from a vendor-driven perspective or a partner requirement perspective. It's also, the expertise and the services that we assist our partners with, working with these brands, in the market. Today's session really is all about our, value add in terms of you as a partner working with us. So just for a little bit of context, so we are the sole distributor for Amazon Web Services in Sub-Saharan Africa, and also, in IOI and in islands, Mauritius, and so forth. So why this session today? Why work with a distributor, on AWS, and the couple of slides that we're going to go through next will hopefully outline at a high level how we can empower you as a partner on your AWS journey, working with us. We obviously have a very, very close relationship with Amazon Web Services in South Africa, but as well as Africa, and helping our vendor to scale and grow our AWS partner base, on the continent. So why choose us? Why work through us? And there's a couple of things, that you can see on your screen there. And these are specific, we're not calling it pillars, but these are specific offerings from a value add perspective that we bring to the channel, that we bring to our partners, specifically around Amazon Web Services. And if you think about from a consumption and promotional credit and discount perspective, all AWS consulting partners transacting through us are eligible for discounts, based on specific partner tier they are on. And we will cover a little bit more around that as we move through this deck. Then there's the thing called localized billing. So, we bill our South African partners in South African rands. We receive, for example, our AWS bills from AWS, and we apply the appropriate discounts to it, again, based on the partner tier of our partner. And we would then send you that bill, which you send to your customer. We've got absolutely no view on it. So it's an invoice-based billing system. It's local, it's in rands. And when we find that our partners benefit a lot from that. And with that also is the payment terms, flexible payment terms, obviously subject to terms and conditions, but there's flexible payment terms to support our partners to grow their AWS business. From a cost optimization perspective, partners working with us as first distribution, to build and scale the AWS business, we provide tools, for cost optimization, with the necessary visibility and metrics to be able to enable our partners to make sure that they offer their customers real value for money, especially from a cost perspective. And with that, then obviously is the program enablement. Now, we speak with a lot of partners, especially those starting their journey on AWS, and it's a bit of a daunting experience sometimes, because if you think about it, It's over 170 plus services in AWS, with multiple programs and competencies, that the partner can work towards. And where we see us as a value-added distributor adding tremendous value is working with our partners, to create a starting point, on AWS, but also, a journey, and we call it that partner progression journey. Where do you start with AWS today, and what are those things that you need to put in place to be able to scale for the future? Where do you want to go? And again, it all depends on, or a lot of it depends on your customer base. What services are you taking to your customers? And we add tremendous value there to our partners to help them with that journey. Then we also got, from a marketing enablement perspective, we do a lot of work with AWS, with our partners, to take some products and services to market. So, for example, if you've just started your AWS journey and you're all alone, bringing that to us, partnering with us, will bring with that tremendous marketing effort, to help drive your specific AWS products and services into the market. And we see a lot of partners benefiting massively from that, whether those are joint marketing campaigns, mailers, like webinars like we're doing here, going out to your customers to explain and outlay your services. Those are all typical things that we bring to our AWS partners. Then we also have what we call Go First services. Now, as First Distribution, we operate one of Africa's largest cloud partner-to-partner ecosystems, and we're very proud of that. And we connect partners who need cloud technical skills to other partners who have those required skills. And call it a technical skill pool sharing, whatever your terminology you want to use. But Go First Cloud Services allows any partner to provide cloud services to their customers, irrespective of their own internal skills. And this program, for example, has driven the incubation of new partners for several brands across Africa by enabling the partner to enter the cloud markets, in order to make the certification and training of their employees financially viable. And that is important. Like I said, AWS has got many specialities, competencies, programs, and services. And which ones are you going to choose, certify, invest in, to be able to build your AWS service and scale it to where you want it to be, obviously with your customers' requirements in mind. So that is something which adds a lot of value. And then obviously with that, we've got our e-commerce platforms. Around that, we provide a web store to our partners. It's not AWS specific. It allows our partners to purchase various cloud products or licenses with just a few clicks. And then, like we all know, many cloud vendors have complex cloud licensing models. And these are most often quite time consuming to navigate and to be accurate with it and to manage it consistently. And with our e-commerce platform, we help our partners to mitigate the risks that's involved with those often complex licensing procedures and operations. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And then also, two other features or value-added offerings that we bring to our partner landscape is our professional services and solution building. We've got a team of architects highly skilled in AWS, working with partners, building solutions for their customers. And again, depending on where you are in your AWS journey, a lot of times we involve some of the vendor, skill and expertise in these solutions. But that's all available. Our technical team work with our partners every single day, with their customers, wearing your hat, assisting you in bringing those valuable, fit for purpose solutions built on AWS to your customers. So just very shortly, a high level, let's call it a 1,000-foot view of how we add value to you as a partner, whether you are already an AWS partner and you are thinking about scaling it, accelerating your journey, we can assist with that. Or whether you've just stopped, whether you're just at the point of beginning building your service. Maybe you're just considering it. Maybe you have a customer, that's asking about it, and you're thinking, well, maybe this is something that, we need to build into our own practice, our own business. We are there to assist you. We will cover some of this a little bit more detail as we move through this. Again, before I hand over to Tato, who's going to take us through some of the other slides, please post your questions in the chat. Some of it we will answer in chat, and then the others we can get to in Q&A at the end.
Thank you so much, Kobus. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Like Kobus said, I'm the AWS product manager at First Distribution. So basically my role and responsibility is to help partners progress to the next level tier. This is also from a training and partner enablement perspective. This is just to ensure that partners deliver valued added services to their end customers. So I'm just going to be going through the roadmap with the APN, which is the Amazon Partner Network. The AWS Partner Network is the global partner program for ISV, also known as technology and consulting businesses, who leverage AWS to build solutions and services for customers. The APN helps companies build, market, and sell their AWS offerings by providing valuable business, technical, and marketing support. So guys, as soon as you register as an AWS partner, you've got two paths that you can choose from. So it's either you go the technology path or the ISV, in the independent software vendor, or the consulting partner path. So the difference between the two is that the consulting partners do the consulting work where they provide software as a service, platform as a service, as well as infrastructure as a service. So these are the partners that have to go through a process called the distribution sale agreement. So this would be agreement between the vendor and the partner. So we just facilitate the process as First Distribution, where we send you a link where it will redirect you to a digital form where you provide your company information, including the partner ID, which you retrieve after registering as an AWS partner. So once we receive all the relevant information, we then submit that information to AWS. AWS then sends the DocuSign recipient the contract. Once the contract is digitally signed, that automatically allows you, enables you to on-sell AWS services, as well as be eligible for the discount structures that we offer to partners based on the various tiers. So when it comes to ISV, the technology guys, so these are the guys that build, so meaning that they build application and use AWS as the hosting platform. So they provide software as a service as well as platform as a service. So basically, these are the range of services available. Like Kobus mentioned, there's over 170 services on the AWS Management Console, and AWS keeps adding new services to the console. So we've just highlighted the AWS core services, which is the storage, compute, and databases. So most prominent ones are the ones that our customers use, which are the S3, EC2, which is the virtual machine, and also the databases, also known as the RDS, which is the AWS managed database service. So depending on you as the partner, you can obviously, you don't have any restrictions or nothing is preventing you from actually accessing all of these services. These are all available to you as soon as you create an account on the management console and all the other regions that are available globally. So the core services, I see them as the low-hanging fruits. So if you maybe want to start your AWS journey, you can approach your end customers or your existing customers by maybe suggesting a hybrid solution around backups. So meaning that they'll still run their compute systems on the on-prem service, on the on-prem environment, but then they'll have their backups running in the cloud. So that's how you can actually lure them to actually familiarize themselves with the public cloud. So this is the partner tiers and the discount structures that we offer to our partners. Like I mentioned earlier, once you register, you fall under the registered tier. And as part of my role and responsibility and the rest of the team is to help partners progress through to the next level tier being select. So basically, when you registered partner and you're a consulting partner and you're transacting through first distribution, you're eligible for a 2% discount. Yes, it may not seem like a lot, but as you progress or as you scale as a business, that does make that little bit of difference in your invoicing and when we obviously minus the discount from your retail price. And once you progress to the select tier, you get up to 5% discount. And once you're an advanced tier, you can get up to 12% discount. So basically, advanced partners, if they want to qualify for that 12% discount, they'll need to have some form of competency. So there's different types of competencies that are available to partners. Like Cobus explained, we've got a dedicated member within the team that can take partners through the different programs and competency and see which one is best suitable for them. So currently, we don't have any partners on the Premier tier. Some of our partners are working hard to get to the Premier tier. And I'm seeing that happening very, very soon. So basically, this is based on levels of qualifying for you guys to get to the next level tier, for instance, the select tier. So it's based on knowledge, experience, and customer success. So basically, from a knowledge requirement perspective, you need a minimum of 2 individuals to get to the next level tier, especially two minimum individuals to get to the select tier. So meaning that one of each individual needs to do one of each requirement. So you need to do the technical professional as well as the business professional. And the nice thing about these accreditations, the technical and business professionals, they're available to the partner for free as soon as you register as a partner. And you also get some of the online training that's available on the training portal. The next ones, but these ones actually, you need to book, make a payment for it. But as Cobus mentioned, we do support partners from a certification and training perspective. So you need to do the cloud practitioner, also known as the foundational certified individual. The nice thing about this, once you pass your certification or exam, you get a 50% discount voucher for your next exam. And the nice thing about it as well, those vouchers can be passed on to the next individual. So if you've got just individuals that will be just focusing on the cloud practitioner, which is a very foundational, as it explains itself, those individuals can actually share those codes with the technical guys. So with the technical certification, you get 3 paths. It's either you do the solution architect, SysOps, or DevOps on the associate level. And the same thing applies. Once you pass the certification, you get a 50% discount voucher for your next exam, as well as $300 worth of consumption credits. From an experience requirement perspective, you need to have 3 launched opportunities with a total monthly recurring revenue of $1,500 or more. So basically, guys, an example of a launched opportunity would be, for example, migrating a physical server to AWS. That could potentially count as 2 opportunities, one being compute, because now you're obviously converting the physical machine to a VM, which is the EC2 instance. That could count as 1. And the next one could be the S3, which is the AWS managed storage. When you migrate the data that used to reside on that physical server to the S3 storage service. So that could be the 2 launched opportunities that you can obtain from just one customer. And for example, the third opportunity, if you've got a server that's running a SQL database and you migrate to the RDS, which is the relational database service from AWS, that could make the 3 launched opportunities from just one customer, but it just needs to be different workloads. Lastly, we've got the customer success. So we need to have one publicly referenceable customer. So this can be achieved on the Partner Central. So once you've registered as a partner, you have access to what's called the Partner Central. So there's a difference between Partner Central and the Management Console. So the Management Console basically, guys, is where you spin up services and you procure services and you start building your environments. But the Partner Central is where you actually monitor or manage your progression to the next level tier in terms of where you are with certifications, opportunities, what's your monthly recurring revenue, and once you obtain obviously start having those engagements with your end customers, you then need to use what's called the ACE pipeline manager to load and register those opportunities. So once you have a launched opportunity, like I mentioned, we can convert it into a public reference. Another way would be publishing it on your website and making that link available to AWS so that they can just validate it. But before doing any of the two, you need the consent from your end customer. And then the last one would be the customer satisfaction response. So this would be a link available on Partner Central where you share with your existing customers. It doesn't necessarily have to be AWS customers. And once they provide feedback on your service, it can be positive or negative, that will count towards your scorecard. So these are the AWS certification, and the nice thing about these certification, there are no prerequisites. So if you feel that you want to just go ahead and do the specialty certification, you can do that. You can just go on the portal and book for the certification. But it is recommended that you at least have the architect certification so that you're at least familiar with the terms and the lingo that AWS uses and their services. And we have this the foundational, which is the cloud practitioner. It says here 6 months of fundamental AWS cloud and industry knowledge. That's not always the case. We've got people within First Distribution, our staff members and partners that have actually prepared for the certification for 3 days, some a week, you know, depending on how much time you're devoting on the preparation. And as well as the associate certification, like I mentioned, we've got 3 paths. There's architect, SysOps, and DevOps on the associate level. So this one as well, it says 1 year of experience solving problems, implementing solutions using the AWS cloud. I'll make a typical example. For myself, it took me a month for myself to prepare with 0 experience on AWS, and I managed to clear the certification. So it is achievable, guys. You guys possibly can do it in less time than I achieved the certification. So it's purely dependent on that individual. And then we've got the professional certification. It says here 2 years of comprehensive experience designing, operating, and troubleshooting solution using the AWS cloud. So for this one, guys, specifically, I would recommend you have some form of hands-on experience working on the platform, because this one is quite a tough certification to clear. So if you have some experience and you've worked on the portal, on the console rather, for quite some time, then you can actually book and take on the certification. Sorry. Apologies. Okay, and then I just want to touch base on the well-architected review. We as First Distribution are part of this well-architected review program where we've got solution architects that take partners and end customers through their environments. And this has to be production environments for the guys or for the solution architects to conduct that review. And if there are any high risk items that exceed 25%, obviously once we conduct these reviews, we'll obviously have a conversation with the end customer and understand exactly what are the technical requirements and how is the environment set up. So based on the 5 pillars, which are the AWS best practices, we've got operations excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, and cost optimization. So the customer will usually advise in terms of what is a priority for them and for us to do this review. So they can either opt for cost optimization and security as their priority. Some partners or end customers would prefer for us to do the review on all these pillars. So once we conduct this review, I'd say 1 review, depending on the environment, it can take about 10 minutes, depending on the environment for each pillar. It can take more time. It's all dependent on that. So once the report or the review has been conducted through the AWS well-architected review that's available on the management console, it generates a PDF report of the high-risk items. So if the high-risk items exceed 25%, and the end customers agrees for us to do the remediation, the end customer could receive up to $5,000 worth of consumption credits from AWS. And some of these consumption credits could offset the professional services, so the work that's been done by the solution architect for the remediation. And the nice thing about this, when you're obviously doing this through us, once you receive those credits, we can sometimes offset your invoice with these consumption credits. So like Kobus mentioned earlier, we receive an invoice from AWS, apply the necessary discount on top of the retail price. And then once we receive these credits from AWS, we can use those credits to offset your invoice. Okay. So we've got a service like Kobus mentioned. This is the first for cloud. It's an offering is a it's simplified way to consume over 1,000 different cloud services from a single platform. No more having to sign numerous terms and conditions for each cloud services that you want to consume. You receive one bill from first distribution and give your customer one invoice in different currencies. So this product covers infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, as well as software as a service. So from an AWS perspective, we've incorporated the AWS Light Sales service onto the web stores, which gives your customer the retail look and feel. The Light Sales services can be procured directly from the web store without having to log into the management console to spin up that service. Currently, we just have the Light Sales services, but more services will be included soon. Please note that this platform is not AWS specific. Other products or services can be incorporated based on the partner's requirements. So basically, these are the web store benefits. The web store is created with partner corporate identity and URL. The store is up and running within 30 days from signing of the contract. Partners will always own their customers. The store gives the opportunity to create an annuity revenue stream, consolidation of billing in multiple currencies, site analytics. This would be from a geographic coverage, settlement reports, and vendor management. Lastly, partners can create their own offering. Next one, we've got the License Central. Kobus did cover this. This is basically the first distribution, one of their platform, and we've developed a central reporting and quoting portal, which is called License Central. And the purpose of this portal is for all reporting for all first distribution MSP vendors to be centrally reported and to streamline operations. So License Central was the first of its type in Africa to be recognized as exemplifying worldwide best practices by Microsoft for SPLA and MSP reporting. Reporting through License Central allows for constant monthly compliancy tracking. So from an AWS perspective, License Central, we use it so that our partners can onboard existing or new accounts to First Distribution's organization. So what that process entails, you just need to get the AWS account ID or the root email address for that specific account that you want to link to our organization by simply logging onto the portal and supplying either of the two. So once you've submitted that invite to that respective account, and the account owner then logs onto that account, goes to the account name, my organization, and then accepts that invite. And the invite will have the first distribution information in terms of their email address. And once it's accepted from the account owner side, the billing method immediately changes from the credit card to first distribution. So meaning that if this was done on the 15th of May, for example, all consumption before the 15th of May will be through the previous payment method, and everything after the 15th of May will be through first distribution. Ooh, so these are the License Central benefits. So we new partners onboarding, centralized reporting and quoting, compliance tracking with dependency BI analytics. Program sign up is made quickly and easy. Frequently asked questions and technical guidance white paper available to partners. Quote close order tracking, and lastly, news and marketing feed. So guys, this is basically what, these are basically the next steps, completing the first distribution onboarding process, which consists of 4 steps. The first steps being registering as a partner. So if you are already registered as a partner, you can ignore the first step, but just be sure that you're following the right path in terms of consulting partner or the ISV partner, like explained earlier. So you just need to make that clear. And then the second one would be completing the distribution seller agreement form, which I explained earlier, which is a form that we basically need for partners to complete so we can kick off the distribution seller agreement with AWS. And then the third step is completing the credit application form. So basically, after completing this form, based on the terms and conditions, you will be eligible for 60 to 90-day payment terms. So that clearly gives you enough time to collect revenue from your end customers when they start consuming AWS services. So typically or traditionally, or from an AWS perspective, transacting directly with AWS, you will have your credit card linked to your account, and then you consume from the first of the month. And at the end of the month, that's when you receive your invoice and expected to pay for the consumption for May, for example. And lastly, this would be the AWS account linking, which is facilitated by our License Central portal, where we grant partners access to the portal, and then they can initiate the linking invites, thus onboarding new or existing AWS accounts to first distribution, which will be assigned to our cost management tool so that the partners can manage multiple accounts and do the cost optimization as well. And that's it from my side, guys. Thank you so much. Like Weber said, if you have any questions, please feel free to post them on the chat, or yeah, you can let us know exactly how we can support.
Thank you very much, Tato, for taking us through that. Let us check with the team. Do we have any questions that we can maybe answer from the chat?
Cobus, received a question from outside of the chat. The question is, does First Distribution provide any training or support from a training enablement perspective?
Yes, absolutely. So again, we work with our partners to determine, what the partner journey is going to be like with us in AWS. There's a lot of enablement that we provide as First Distribution to our partners. We also work very closely from a formal training perspective with our ATP partners within the channel. So yes, definitely, and that's something we do quite a lot of actually for our partners from an enablement perspective. Yeah.
And exam vouchers?
Yeah, so we also provide exam vouchers for our partners, a part of the value add that we provide. And in a lot of cases, again, depending on how many candidates you want to certify is going to do the exams, we also work with our ATP partners on discounts on vouchers. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
If any of the attendees would like to unmute yourself, you can ask the team questions directly.
Everybody seems to be very clear on AWS.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, again, Tata, I don't know if you just want to put your email address again for us in the chat for those of our attendees who might have missed that. I mean, if there's anybody that's got any questions, after this, maybe you are thinking of something else that you want to share or reach out to us on, you are welcome to do so.
Thank you, Kobus. I'll definitely do that. From my side, guys, by a show of hands from all the attendees, can you just maybe advise who has registered as an AWS partner or is already an AWS partner?
Seems we got a lot of green blood here. title.
Yeah, I see.
So absolutely willing to help you guys through the journey.
Definitely. Okay, I'll put my email so you guys can contact me directly. But we will be reaching out to you guys in case you need any further guidance or assistance from our side.
And then Roxanne, the recording will be shared on the upcoming events page, correct? Or events page?
Correct.
On our
Correct.
website.
Not on the website, on our microsite, but
On-
I will put the link into the chat shortly.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Cool. I've shared my email address. I'll also be posting Kobas's email address, who's our brand manager. So feel free to send us an email, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Tata. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you, everybody. Roxanne, so if there's no further questions from our audience, then I think we can terminate the call.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining again, everybody. Have a splendid day and keep safe. Thank you.